Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'm thankful to Mr. Angelo Rossi for giving me this opportunity to present Indian dairy industry before the expert of developed dairy industry. Well, first about Italian connection as far as India is concerned, besides the political. In India, the last century, if one country which has invaded in food industry in India was Chinese food. But beginning this century, you know which country has invaded? It is Italian food. Pizza and pasta is everywhere in India. You go to any street, there are restaurants serving pizza and pasta. No marriage is completed without the serving of two types of pasta, that is red and white, and the two or three types of pizza. So my request is, please don't ask for PDO for pizza and pasta. Now, coming about, talking about Indian dairy industry, I think Indian dairy industry may be similar to other dairy industries of the world, only in processing. But as far as milk production is concerned, or marketing is concerned, we are different. You'll see. We may not be similar to other Asian countries like China. We are totally different. But whatever success India has got today, where we say we are world's largest producer of milk in the world, but I don't know whether you people know, we owe this success to European Union. 40 years back, there was a very goodwill gesture, and I'll talk about in detail about that, and which made India #1 in the world. It's all because of European Union. So I'll start my presentation. First, little bit about world. We know world production is 771 million metric tons, growing at 2%, and major growth is coming from Asia and New Zealand, etc. India's milk production 140 million metric ton, which is 17% of the global milk production. India is not only the largest producer of milk, but it is also world's largest consumer of milk, a consumption center, and it's growing. India is self-sufficient as far as milk is concerned, but we are surrounded by the countries which are milk deficient, whether you talk Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, or all Southeast countries, including China. If you talk about the various countries in the world, India is the country where increase in milk production is maximum, more than 5%. Not only in percentage term, but also in absolute quantity also. The per capita milk consumption in India is around 118 kgs per person per annum, and it's growing at the rate of more than 4%. We may be less than the developed countries, but as far as other Asian countries are there, we are much, much higher. And future projected growth of milk consumption in India is much, much more than any other part of the world. The dairy sector in total agriculture contribution is more than 24%, highest in the world. I mean, in some countries it is just less than 10%. No doubt in New Zealand it is more, but most of the countries. Average number of cattle in the world are 3, but India, average farmer is having only 1.6 cows. So dairy managed by very, very small farmers. And most of them are landless laborers. They don't have in the land also. And the average farm size 48% farm size less than 2, and 86% farmers less than 10 cows. This is very big advantage for India. We are the lowest cost of milk production country, like New Zealand sector. Because our model is low input, low output. We feed to the cow what is not eaten by the human being, what is left over. So we, more or less, each farmer will be having 1 or 2 cows or buffalo behind his house, and whatever is left over from here and there, that fellow feeds, and now a little bit of cattle feed. So cost of production is very low. And this is very important. India is land of milk and honey since thousands of years. This is the picture of one Indian god, Shri Krishna. In our scripture, it is mentioned that he belonged to a milk-producing community. And he had made number of miracles when grazing the cows. And he loved eating butter. And that's why in India, today also cows are worshipped. Cows are called mother. I think milk and milk products are part of culture or tradition in our country. All religions, all functions, all age groups, all region, milk and milk products are consumed. I mean, we need not to talk people how to eat or drink milk or milk products. And it is used all, whether you want desserts or want tea, coffee, or drinking milk in the morning or in the evening. Everybody, if one can afford, will like to give his children morning and evening milk both times. It's not. Okay. This is very important. World's milk production, I talked about 771. India is 140 metric ton. Morning, Mr. Michael also mentioned. He mentioned slightly less. Last year was 140. But if you convert this 140 metric ton to cow milk production, it will become 170. Because we produce 55% buffalo milk, which has got around 35% more milk solids. So if you see milk solid wise, our total milk production is 170 million metric ton, which is more or less equal to the European production. But organized sector gets only around 24 million metric ton, which is 17% of total production. And Amul, which is India's largest dairy company, we get only 5.6 million metric ton this year will be getting, which is 23% of the organized sector. This is just in 1995, when what production was 560, India's milk production was 66. And next 30 years, 1/3 increase has come from India only. And next 6 years, you see, by 2020, India will be producing around 180 million metric ton. Convert into cow, it will be around 230 million metric ton. So whatever growth is going to come next 6 years, 40% growth is expected to be contributed by India only. And this is just a chart of how total milk is going. Out of 140 metric ton, 50 million metric ton is retained by the milk producer only for his own consumption or selling nearby. Only 90% is the surplus milk which is sold. And out of that 90, 42 million metric ton is sold liquid milk. And out of that, organized sector is 15 million metric ton is in a pouch, which is around 40 million liters of milk per day sold in pouches. Out of that 40 million, Amul sells around 10 million liters per day, which is around 20 million pouches per day, which is a 24% market share. If you see, Tetra Pak is just very less, around 2–2.5% of sale is only Tetra Pak. Balance is all milk in pouches. I'll show you some pictures also. Milk is the agricultural crop, largest agriculture in India, much more than the rice, wheat, or other products. India has also the largest bovine population, around 300 million. 100 million buffalo, 200 million cows, but when you talk about milk, total milk production, 55% comes from buffalo, only 45%. Because in case of cow, major we have got local breed only, where production is very low. India is a market of huge 1.2 billion people, and by 2060, we will be world's largest country as far as population is concerned, about 1.7 billion people. And we hope to cross China's population by 2025. So, market also will grow. India is a young country. 50% people are below 25 years, or 65% population is below 35. So you can see what are going to be consumption parameters, what are the type of products we change. So young, very young country. And India is going to take full advantage of this. And working age population wise, India will cross China by 2030. So more money to spend on milk and milk products. And this rising urban and rural income levels will definitely increase the consumption of milk and milk products. But India is not a simple market. It's a very diverse and very complex market. 1.2 billion consumer, 3.3 million square kilometers, staying in 5,500 cities and around 630,000 villages, and 2,000 ethnic group with more than 1,600 languages. So how to communicate, what to sell, what not to sell. And each area of India consume different type of food, totally different. These are just showing some food item. What is consumed in north, nobody will consume in the south. Same in east or west. And same is true for milk products also. There are 15 million scattered shops. This is a typical retailer or shopkeeper in India. 93% of Indian food products or grocery items are sold through these shops only. Supermarkets has got only 6 to 7% market share. These are some of the shops just selling any food item or valuable. And this is the way how milk is sold in India. Mainly on the street, early morning, 2 hours. Everybody buys milk only in the morning, every day, fresh pasteurized milk, packed in pouches, sent through insulated vans in the crates. So 2 hours it is sold. Whatever somebody wants to buy during the daytime, some shops will be keeping during the daytime, selling chilled form, charging little bit of premium. But mainly everybody either gets these milk pouches at home, or you go and buy it. I mean, just see the way. I'll tell you what is the advantage of this system. I'll later on talk. I mean, we don't go to supermarkets to buy milk. This is what I already said, 50% percentage. Average monthly expenditure per person is $33 only. And 80% household account for 50% of the income, less than 50%. But supply chain infrastructure is still evolving stage. But with technical innovation, societal changes are happening. But still, in most of the category, it is unorganized. There are a number of local or regional brands. Indian food products are mainly a lot of local and regional brands. And media also is very, very fragmented because of different languages. You cannot advertise on one channel and where everybody in India will see. You have to take all channels of different languages. And these are the trends in food, what is happening in most of the developed countries. I mean, people are spending more on health food and nuclear family where husband, wife both are working, demand for functional food increasing, organized retail and private labor penetration is increasing. In food still accounts for the maximum expenditure and the household expense, around 31%. And out of that, around 18 to 19% is spent on milk and milk products. Very high expenditure as far as milk and milk products are concerned. And now a little bit about Amul. Amul is a cooperative, started 67 years back. Now there are 3.3 million farmers. So 3.3 million means around more than 17 million people are dependent on it. And it started in 40s when farmers were exploited. The private dairy fellow was not giving them good price, especially during the flush winter season. So they were forced to make a cooperative. And it started with just 2 societies with 250 liters. And today, this year, our average will be around 15 million liters per day. Going maximum during winter will be around 18 million liters. It's a $3.7 billion organization, handling around 16.6 million liters this year. And people involved in this cooperative movement is a very vulnerable section, mostly landless labor, poor people. And they have got won number of awards. And Amul is our umbrella brand. It's the most successful Indian food brand, which is owned by 3.3 million farmers of Gujarat. This is a typical our Amul model. Bottom of these 3.3 million farmers. In each village, there are around 200 people who unite together, form a cooperative society. And then there are 17 district unions. A district union are basically to process the milk and convert into the value-added products. And at the state level, the State Cooperative Federation, where I work, our job is to market all the products manufactured at 17 district unions under common brand name Amul. We market everything through a common brand name. We do not have many brands, only one brand, which is Amul. And directly reaching to the consumer. And whole supply chain is owned by the farmers. Whatever milk we are producing or procuring, 100% milk is marketed by the farmers. We do not give any milk to any other processor. So everything is sold directly to the consumer. More than 90% products are value-added products. Sometimes we have to, when milk is more, we do make commodities which are sold domestic or international market. But we are not dependent on international prices or volatility, what we talked in the morning. So I'll show you our farmers are getting steadily more and more price. These are just sort of pictures of farmers bringing milk, 2 liters, 3 liters, 4 liters of milk to the village cooperative society. Our farmers are also adopting new technologies like milking machines. But mainly, still more than 95% milking is by hand only, because when you've got 1, 2, or 3 cows, it is basically by hand only. And every morning and in the evening, mainly ladies go to the village cooperative society to pour the milk. They form a queue. And milk is taken, tested. You see, modern technology is used for weighment, and each time, each 2 liter or 3 liter quantity of milk is tested quality-wise. And payment is also made based on quality only. And computerized printout will come, how much quantity, what is the quality, and how much is the payment. And each village will have a bulk milk cooler to chill the milk and then transport to the nearest dairy plant. And then besides collection of milk, we provide a lot of input services and veterinary service, like free veterinary service at nominal cost, and mobile veterinary vans. I mean, in Gujarat, if you have got 1 cow, if your cow is not well, you have to make a just mobile call. Within 2 hours, veterinarian will arrive. And charges will be not more than 30 euro cents. So medical service for the cows or buffalo is better than the human being as far as our state is concerned. And these are the, whatever products we are manufactured, we are selling through 4 types of distribution highway. You may be all aware about frozen, chilled, ambient, and fresh products through around 1 million retail outlets. There are 1 million retail outlets which are selling our 4 types of products. This is just one IFSN ranking last year. Amul is on 18th with 4 million metric ton. And this year will be, our total collection will be around processing 5.6. So we'll, I think, come to our 14th level, below Land O'Lakes. This is just a graph. I want to tell you that there is a lot of apprehension about buffalo milk because our is 55% buffalo milk. We started our trading milk powder on global dairy trade of Fonterra. Initially, the price what we were getting around, you can say, is $1,000 to $800 lower. But now Amul is getting $500 to $600, $500, $400 more than the Fonterra. Because once you start consuming or using powder made out of buffalo milk, you will not touch cow milk powder because it's more whiter, more protein, and more sweeter. This is just our supply chain, right? We say C2C, cow to consumer, fully owned and managed by the farmers. There's no middleman, no private part in this. And thanks to the Amul, value addition is directly going to the farmers. And the two ends of our supply chain, one side we have got farmers, other side the consumer, we have to take care of both of them. So always our business strategy has been value for money, that is for farmers, and value for money, that is for consumers. We made best quality products using best technology, but value for money. These are 3.3 million farmers, 60 million citizens, and daily around $8.3 million cash is given to the farmers, and which is improving their livelihood, their standard of living, and where women are becoming empowered and independent. And this is very important, where I was telling in the beginning that how European Union has helped India to become #1 in the world. If you see, India's production was around 17, 20, 21 till 70s. We were not growing. We were like other Asian countries. But when Amul succeeded in one part of India, Dr. Verghese Kurian, our founder chairman, he got offer in 70s from the European Union when there were mountains of powder and white butter that they wanted to gift these white butter and powder to India to free distribute. But he negotiated with Indian government, we should accept this gift, but we should not distribute free. We should monetize it. Under that condition only, government of India agreed. And whatever gifted commodities were there over 15 years, total quantity was around 447,000 metric tons of skim milk powder and 157,000 tons of white butter over 15 years. And all these gifted commodities were monetized, and these gifted commodities were released in such a way in the market that it did not impact the price of local milk. So farmers were not impacted. So whatever money we realized out of these gifted commodities was used to build infrastructure. We built around 26 Amuls in India, and around 126 district union, 126 plants. And that is why in the cooperative model of Amul, India has become #1. So it is all because of gesture 40 years back, good gesture by the European Union. You can just say in 1951, USA was 53, India 17, today USA is 91, we are at 140. Per capita consumption, in spite of increase in production, increased from 111 grams per person per day to 317, and which has improved our life expectancies and also nutrition level. I'm just going for. So what were critical factors for Amul's success? I think this is very important. If you see last 11 years or before that, our average increase in price is around 11% CAGR. 9 years if you see. What our experience is, if you pay more to the farmers, farmer will automatically increase the production. You see, and this increase in prices increased our milk procurement or production. And we were not impacted with volatility, what you explained, because we were selling more than 90% products as value-added products or branded form. So we were not dependent on commodity export or international markets. So we know today what milk we are going to get on 6 months, what price we are going. So if you see, there has been no price reduction. Throughout, price increase has happened only. This is also very important about marketing point of view. What farmers get, what consumer pays. In Gujarat, the difference between what consumer pays and what farmers get is only 14%. This is example for buffalo milk. If consumer is paying 57.5 euro cent in a city like Ahmedabad, farmer will get 49.5 euro cent. Only retailer is getting 2% and distributor get 1%, and our all processing, packing, transportation, marketing expenses are in 10.8. Because for packaging we are using pouches, plastic pouches. And because of this reason, we are able to pay better price to the farmer. You see, I'll give you, you can compare more in cow, because here it is cow in Europe. See, when we sell cow milk, it is 47.5 euro cent consumer gets. And price to the farmer is more or less same what European farmer is getting, 40 cents. But what European consumer is paying, I think this is in India, most of the metro city, farmer gets 80% of what consumer pay. In most of the developed economy, farmer is getting only 35 or 38%. And if you see 20 years back data of Europe, farmers were getting 50%. If you see 30 years back in Europe, farmers were getting 60% of what consumer. When in European consumer were buying milk in bottles, that time farmers were getting 65% of what consumer was paying. So this is the cost what farmer has given for the development of supermarkets. That is why when in India, government of India was very pro for liberalization of supermarkets, and all Walmart, Carrefour, etc. were saying that with their coming, farmers will get benefit. So we said only one thing, please see what farmers of Europe or USA were getting in milk. Then decide. And because of our very tight supply chain, we are able to give more price. This is just value addition through some innovation in marketing. I just don't have time, so I'll just go through pouches. This is the milk pouches which we are selling, milk pouches. I'll just skip because time is not there. Again, it has stuck. No. You see, this is the answer to the supermarkets. When about 8 years back, we heard that supermarkets, Walmart, etc. coming. So we said, why not we reach directly to the consumer? So we started opening our own shops. Now more than 7,000 shops, we have got our own Amul parlor, we call it. So we are the largest supermarket chain also. And you can see shops everywhere, whether airports or railway stations. And because of umbrella brand, our expenditure is minimum. Our advertising spend is less than 1% because of one brand. I visited one dairy, I asked, why you are using 5-6 brands? I mean, a dairy handling 1 million liter having 5-6 brands. You need to support 5-6. Now, I think tradition is to have only one children. Why to have 5-6 and then you have to spend on their education, you have to support them? And you don't know whether they'll repay or not. I mean, we have got some of the longest running advertising campaign because we believe in consistency in communication. This campaign is running for more than 50 years. This is just one. I want to just show one.
No, then. Well, if it doesn't work, we can go further if you want.
This happens with sometimes. Yesterday I tried, it was working.
Okay. But yesterday was yesterday. Allora, thank you.
Just 1 minute.
Yeah.
1 minute. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, we're in Italy.
So I go early.
We'll
I go next slide, okay? It will work? It was working yesterday.
Ci starte. È proprio indiano. No, don't worry.
I'll go next.
While we wait for un'informazione di servizio, siccome alcuni di questi slide...
Well, since some of these slides were passed through very quickly.
Partito, bene.
You fly, you try, taking strides higher and higher, reaching for the sky, running, jumping, flying higher.
Milk, the world's original energy drink. Amul, official sponsor Indian Olympic team.
Thank you. No. I'm thanking him. Still to finish. I mean, this is just, we are trying to promote milk for eat milk with every meal. Just these are the campaign. You see what we are showing, cheese. That too with the pizza only.
Perfetto.
This is paneer, which is Indian cottage cheese. Everybody knows how to make Indian cottage cheese, paneer, and use it in all the recipes. In India, if you talk to anybody, cheese means this, not grano padano or other thing. For them, cheese means paneer. So what is the future for Amul? This is what now new trend is coming, that commercial dairy farms, where the next generation of youth is going for the commercial dairy farm with 25 to 30 animals. Now this is very important. The way India is prospering, the way income level is increasing, we expect by 2060, our average per capita consumption will increase from now 300 ml to 800 ml or 800 grams per person, equal to Europe. So means we'll be producing around 503 million metric tons. Either we have to produce or we have to import, but we'll be definitely consuming 500 million metric ton of, yeah. This is just about, so this is where Indian industry is there. So Indian industry, milk is a part of our culture, but there are a lot of diversity. And millions of farmers own only 2-3 milk animals, but cooperative movement is very strong. In all the region, all the cooperative brands are the market leaders. And we have got a very, very scattered retail universe of 15 million. And while just closing, I want to show you one video, also 1 minute only, where it is how the rural women is blessing the urban women by providing nutritious product. So it is just 1 minute. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.